The true cost of ancient traditions is often misunderstood. On a dark night under the full moon, in a small Russian village surrounded by a dense forest, a strong young man named Ivan walks nervously through the village. His eyes are filled with hidden fear.
Whispering, "Is this really happening? Will they choose me?"
Olga, the village wise woman, approaches him and sits beside him on a tree trunk. Her eyes hold the wisdom of ages.
Calmly. My son, I've heard of your fears, but you must know that these traditions are as old as the forest itself.
Worried. But why must we sacrifice our lives for an evil spirit that lives in the forest?
Looking at the sky. Legends say this spirit was once the guardian of the forest, but over time it turned into an evil being. They believe our sacrifices are the only way to appease it.
They are silent for a moment, then Ivan continues.
I don't want to die, Olga. I want to live.
Placing her hand on his shoulder. I know, my son, but fate has chosen you.
Ivan looks at the dark forest, feeling the weight of his fate. It's midnight. Deep in the forest, surrounded by huge trees, a group of young men and women gather around a blazing fire, wearing strange traditional clothing. In the center of the circle stands Ivan, his eyes wide with terror. The shamans begin to perform a strange ritual, chanting ancient hymns. The fire burns brighter, turning into a sea of flames. In a deep voice, "O great spirit of the forest, accept this sacrifice." They push Ivan into the center of the fire. He begins to dance hysterically. His body aches, but willpower drives him to continue. The spirit of the forest appears as a huge shadow, scorching Ivan's face. He screams loudly, but his scream is lost in the roar of the flames. The scene ends with Ivan melting into the flames, leaving behind ashes and burnt trees. The evil shadow watches from afar, waiting for the next victim.